The New York Knicks lost Game 7 today against the Indiana Pacers by a score of 130 to 109, and it's pretty simple to see why the Knicks lost this game. They were not able to get stops. They did not do a good job of scoring the basketball. Of course, a lot of that has to do with the fatigue, the injuries. We'll get into that a little bit later, but the bottom line is that the Pacers had a record-breaking shooting night in this game. 67% from the field, 54% from three. I mean, it's just hard to find something that the Pacers did not do a good job of in this game. They deserved to win it. They were more physical. They moved the ball. I mean, the Pacers, how many assists did they have? Literally, the Pacers had 33 assists. The Knicks had 22. I mean, you're just not going to be able to win games when a team is shooting like that and not turning the ball over and moving it like that. I mean, the Knicks just were in disarray the entire afternoon. OG Anunoby, he played 5 minutes. I mean, it was clear in those 5 minutes that he was nowhere even close to, yet alone being 100%, but he should not have been out there. I mean, I don't know why OG even, not going to say I don't know why he was out there, because this is a Game 7 and it just shows his grit and his determination and his mindset, but he was not in any sort of basketball shape whatsoever, yet alone a Game 7 against this Pacers team that loves to push the pace. OG, man, he's a free agent. We'll get into him a little bit later on what the Knicks should do with his contract, but overall, I mean, this guy, when he was out there, the Knicks looked practically unbeatable, and when he wasn't out there, the Knicks looked absolutely terrible. I mean, it's as simple as that. Isaiah Hartenstein, I guess we'll just go down the list, talk about everyone today, and then go over the overall outlook. Obviously, not a lot of energy in this video. I mean, it's just, my team just lost a Game 7. Your guys' team just lost a Game 7, but we've got to do what we've got to do, man. So Isaiah Hartenstein in this game played 30 minutes, had 8 boards, 2 assists. Kind of a quiet game for Hartenstein. He's obviously dealing with an injury, and you could see he was grimacing, holding his leg at times throughout this one. I mean, Hartenstein, he had 4 fouls, got into foul trouble a little bit early on in this game. I mean, there's just a lot to ask out of Isaiah. He's been sort of the one guy that's been keeping us afloat in this series ever since everything started to go downhill with his offensive rebounding. Obviously, in Game 5 was the most valuable player out there for the Knicks, and then in Game 6 and 7, unfortunately, didn't get that type of production. I mean, he did have, again, 3 offensive rebounds, so it's not like he was non-existent out there, but Miles Turner was just absolutely dominated him in this game. I mean, Turner had 17, 4 blocks, 5 points, 7 of 11 shooting. Turner was incredible, but it is what it is. Speaking of free agent, Isaiah's a free agent. So Jalen Brunson, 6 of 17, 9 assists, 17 points. Not the Jalen Brunson game that we were anticipating. I mean, if you were to tell any Knicks fan that he would be 6 of 17, they would have said that. The Knicks are losing, and they did lose. 29 minutes, you might be wondering why 29 minutes. It's pretty simple. Brunson left the game with a fractured hand and did not return, and I'm not making excuses for that. Even if Brunson had played this whole game, I still don't think we would have won just because of the amount of efficiency that they had. I mean, we're not talking about a good game. We're talking about an all-time great shooting performance by the Pacers. A lot of that was bad defense by the Knicks, but also a lot of it was the Pacers knocking down their shots, and you got to give them credit. They came into this building, and they were ready to go. You can't even hate on the injuries or not. I mean, the Knicks could have had a fully healthy team out there if the Pacers shot at that level of efficiency. I mean, nobody would have had any sort of chance. Jalen Brunson, I mean, we've got him locked up for a couple more years. He's eligible for an extension, but he'll probably end up signing one next offseason, not this offseason, so he can make more money. I mean, it's going to be a lot of money. Josh Hart, 37 minutes. He's another guy that, again, is nowhere remotely close to being healthy. He was dealing with an abdominal injury. He had it taped up on his stomach. Hart was constantly touching his midsection. You could tell that this was not the Josh Hart that we've known and loved. I mean, I guess it was in a sense because he went out there and played 37 minutes and competed, but I mean, Josh Hart just didn't have it, man. I mean, he did grab 8 boards and 5 assists, and I did like the intensity and the effort, but Josh Hart just was not able to give the Knicks what he has the entire season. And I mean, the fact he was even out there is incredible, remarkable. But yeah, Josh Hart in this game, yeah, I mean, he wasn't bad. He contributed. He had stuff the stat sheet, but overall, just a lot of the shots that Hart took were just flat short, man. Didn't look good. And he got out there 4 hours before the game and got shots up. It just shows how much he wants it. I mean, Josh Hart is a winner 100%. And Dante DiVincenzo was the best player for the Knicks. I mean, I guess you could argue it was Alec Burks, but I mean, I'm just going to go on a limb here and say that Dante was the best player for us tonight. 41 minutes, 39 points, 9 of 15 from 3. Dante had to handle the basketball as well because no Brunson. And Miles McBride, I'll get into him a little bit later. Miles McBride was just not good tonight, man. Very, very bad game for McBride. But Dante had to do essentially everything And some of the, or really the majority of these threes were off the dribble, off balance with a hand and two in his face. I mean, Dante, this was one of the better shooting performances of the entire playoffs. So, and yeah, Precious Achiuwa in this game, 28 minutes, was a -3. Interesting. Precious, there was only one game this series that he was a plus in, and he was a -3 in 28 minutes. That's actually interesting because the Knicks lost this game by, 21 points. So, but Precious had no rebounds in 28 minutes. That's an assist. 3 fouls, no points. I mean, Precious, he just isn't able to give the Knicks anything offensively, and when he's next to Hartenstein, it's just an unplayable level offense. Miles McBride, 40 minutes, had 8 points, 4 of 14 from the field. Miles missed a lot of open looks that he normally knocks down. I mean, this is probably I'm not going to say he's not a better shooter than Devo, but he's one of the better shooters on the roster. He was over 40% from 3, and yeah, just did not have it tonight, man. Did make that was Burks that made all 8 of his free throws. Yeah, Miles McBride just didn't get to the free throw line, missed all 6 of his threes, 5 boards, 2 assists. I mean, Miles McBride is one of my favorite players on this team. I mean, he's a young guy. He can't be older than 23. He's 23, so I'm looking forward to seeing Miles McBride next season in a bigger role, but he didn't have it tonight. But, I mean, again, like, it is what it is, bro, you know. Alec Burks, 27 minutes, 26 points. I mean, to score 26 points on 13 shots is just insane. Burks was amazing. He kept the Knicks in this one. There was a point in time where the Knicks were only down 6 points in the third quarter. It might not look like it if you didn't see the game, if you just looked at the sort of the box score, because the third quarter, the Knicks finished it off just horrendously. They got up to a great start, cut a 15-point lead at halftime, all the way down to 6, and then the Pacers got on a run. I mean, this was just a game that the Knicks couldn't consistently compete in. And it makes sense because of the efficiency from Indiana, but even from a Knicks standpoint, they shot 42.4% from the field, man. I mean, that's just not going to get it done. 37 from 3. Yeah, disappointing to say the least. And outside of that, the Knicks only played 3 guys off of their bench. I mean, this is just one of those games where you really can't complain. I mean, the Knicks were without 4 players, and then their star player, their MVP superstar, Jalen Brunson, fractures his left hand. If the Knicks even had won this game and Brunson fractured his hand, it really wouldn't have mattered. I mean, obviously, I'd be feeling a lot better, but I mean, Brunson would, like, how would that even affect him against the Celtics? A broken hand on his shooting hand, that's just, you're not going to be able to play through that. So, but outlook of the season, great season. I mean, the tone of this video is going to be terrible. I already know when I go back and look at it, but the bottom line is the Knicks won 50 games. They were the 2nd seed. This was the best season the Knicks have had since I've been alive, and technically that's a lie because the Knicks went to the finals in 2000, but, you know, when I was 1 year old, so I certainly wasn't watching that, but yeah, the Knicks, this was a fantastic season. I had a lot of fun covering them, and just the chemistry, but also the culture is a better way to phrase it. The culture that this team built throughout the season was inspiring. It was such a relief, especially from someone who went through the Knicks winning 17 games and all the Melo and Porzingis stuff and Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah and you guys name it, Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina, RJ Barrett. I mean, you guys certainly will know very well. I mean, he was on the roster last year, but the Knicks, if they had been able to stay healthy, I'm pretty confident that they, at the very least, take the Celtics to 7 games, if not beat them. But, I mean, the Knicks legitimately would have been as much of a championship contender as anyone in the NBA because OG, Randall, Brunson, DiVincenzo, and these boys, you know, Josh Hart. I mean, the Knicks truly in January, they had the 2nd best month in Knicks history. They were 1 win away from the best month. The Knicks were blowing out top teams. Remember, they beat the Wolves, the Nuggets, and like the Sixers, and I don't remember the rest, but the Knicks were playing the best basketball in my entire lifetime. But unfortunately, it didn't last very long because Randall and OG both got hurt. OG ended up coming back. Randall got season-ending surgery, but I don't know, man. Just frustrating. Obviously, I want to show love to the Pacers because they deserve it. I mean, they played their asses off. They competed. They got it done. But I really can't do that because I'm a biased Knicks fan. But also, we didn't get a fair shot. And, I mean, you can't really be mad at the Pacers for that. They just go out there and play. But all these injuries just added up in the minutes. I mean, for the Knicks to get to a Game 7 in the second round, you really can't complain about that. But even if the Knicks had won this series, like, they would have had no chance against the Celtics. So for the Pacers, they're fresh, they're ready, they're young, not a lot to lose. They're a better offense than the Knicks. I mean, the Pacers move the ball. They I mean, you guys don't need me to tell you that. The Knicks definitely, like a fully healthy Knicks team, obviously is a different story. But with Randall and Brunson, I mean, like, good luck stopping that offensively. But without Randall, I mean, this Pacers team just were significantly better. The thing about the Pacers is they were pressing Brunson, being physical, and because of that, Brunson wasn't able to get a lot of off-ball opportunities, and he was constantly under duress. If Julius Randle had been out there, Brunson would have gotten significantly more catch-and-shoot shots, and that would have, of course, made him less fatigued because Brunson's constantly on the ball having to make plays for his teammates. And Randle down in the post, there's no one on that Pacers roster that's going to be able to stop him one-on-one, including Miles Turner. I mean, Julius Randle was I don't want to use the same word over and over again, but Julius Randle was a much different player than he was last season, at least in my mind. Maybe not from a statistical standpoint, but from a sort of mindset. You could tell he was a lot more focused and better shape, and it seemed like he was about to have an unbelievable season for the Knicks, and as soon as it started to get going, it ended up being cut short because of that injury. But yeah, the Knicks next season, they're going to have to make a decision with Alec Burks in free agency. They're going to have to make a decision with Isaiah Hartenstein and OG Anunoby. I mean, obviously, we're not even 30 minutes past the game being over with, but I will tell you guys right now, I do anticipate us to re-sign OG and Hartenstein. In terms of Alec Burks, I have no idea. I mean, to this point, it's kind of hard to tell. But in terms of Hartenstein, we almost have to re-sign him because Mitchell Robinson, I like Mitchell Robinson, but I mean, I just think we're a better team with Hartenstein in the starting lineup than we are with Mitch, and the numbers would back that up. And in terms of OG, I find it hard to believe that we would have traded RJ and IQ for OG if it hadn't meant that we were going to re-sign him. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, RJ Barrett was the third pick in the draft a couple of years ago in 2019 or whatever, and then I think it was 2019. I could be wrong in that, but and then, of course, Emmanuel Quickley was also he was in the 20s. He was a first-round pick. So, yeah, we're more than likely going to re-sign OG. The thing with OG is that his defense just completely changes the entire outlook for the Knicks. Jalen Brunson, what he does offensively, OG is the same thing defensively. If OG had played this entire series, we win. And that's just my opinion. But if OG was out there in Game 3, I just find it ridiculously hard to believe that we don't find a way to win that game. I mean, OG's defense on Siakam truly would have been the difference because Siakam was getting anything he wanted at any single time. Josh Hart, I love him, but he's 6'4". Pascal Siakam is 6'8", and his wingspan's 100% over 7 feet, right? So just absolutely no chance to put a 6'4" guy and a 6'8" guy with a long length. It's just not going to happen. Siakam was 8 of 15 in this game, 2 of 3 from 3. 20 points. I mean, Siakam was unstoppable in this series. The Knicks had no answer for him. And then on top of that, Haliburton 6 of 12 from 3. Nembhard 8 of 10 from the field, right? Miles Turner 7 of 11. Naismith 8 of 8. I mean, it looks like something out of a video game on rookie mode. I mean, the Pacers, the way they shot this ball was almost laughably, like, it was hysterical. I mean, it just makes no sense. And that's not even to discredit the Pacers. Like, even you name the best shooting team ever to put up those types of statistics on this stage, Game 7 in Madison Square Garden, is truly remarkable. But this definitely is a learning experience for the Knicks. It's a humbling experience. I mean, I didn't think the Pacers would have any sort of chance to beat us, and that's not to say that the Pacers are a bad team, but I just felt very comfortable. And the Knicks won the first 2 games, and they backed me up on that. But as soon as OG got hurt, the Knicks got game winner in Game 3. Game 4 obviously was a joke. It was a blowout. Game 5, okay, I'm thinking we're up 3-2. All we have to do is win one of the next 2, but it just got worse and worse, man. I mean, there was always a light at the end of the tunnel until there wasn't, which is right now, 130 to 109. But yeah, I've got nothing else to say. I cannot believe I just talked for 14 minutes about this series, this game. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I will not have a video out until the end of the playoffs, and to that point, we'll be talking about the draft. We'll be talking about news and rumors and things like that. But hell of a season, guys. Thank you for the support, man. We hit 5,000 subs on this channel, man. Could not have asked for anything better. And until next time, guys, Knicks Daily. Peace.